What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka OFFSpider-Man. Now, while we all wait patiently for Deadpool 3 and Wolverine, the MCU's only Marvel movie this year and to be released this summer, Sony's got a couple, one of which is right around the corner with Madam Web on February 14th. Now, in her most recent interview, the lead actress Dakota Johnson said not only are fans going to love this film, but that we're all going to see it twice. And while that may be true for certain Sony Spider-Man properties like Into the Spider-Verse, there is a huge chasm between that and the performance of their live-action Spider-Man adjacent films, say like Morbius, meaning Dakota Johnson's claim is an extremely bold one. Well, unless Madam Web has some huge secrets in store for fans, that's where we pick up with the latest rumors that unlike Morbius and some of these other adjacent Spider-Man films, Madam Web might actually have a Spider-Man in it. A certain stunt double has been seen, at least reportedly, on set, and we have rumors about the post-credit scene. We're going to break down the latest as it pertains to a specific Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire possibly having a cameo during this film, and the fact that we're actually going to know, and by the end of the week we're going to break that down as well. But first, I want to tell you about my friends over at comicbookdirect.com. Guys, I've been telling you about comicbookdirect.com for quite some time now, and if you're like me and have sort of drifted away from reading comics, now is an excellent time to get back into them. In fact, Jonathan Hickman has taken over for one of the new Ultimates run, and the brand new Ultimate Spider-Man just dropped and has become an instant classic and fan favorite. The storyline is super interesting too. Without giving away too many spoilers about the story, it follows an alternate timeline where superheroes never had their powers and picks up with a 35-year-old Peter Parker. It is super awesome, and like I said, comicbookdirect.com is going to be your one-stop shop for titles like that and so many others. In fact, they've even got more than comics. They've got mangas, collectibles, everything you would want from a comic shop, and conveniently right at your fingertips. Again, it's comicbookdirect.com, and for the first 100 people that sign up using the link down below in the description, you're going to get 20% off your orders. Again, comicbookdirect.com, use the link below, save 20%, and get back into the joy of reading comics today. Okay, so as is customary at the channel, remember to take everything in this video with a huge grain of salt. According to the most recent rumors, the stunt double for Tobey Maguire was apparently spotted during the reshoots for Madam Web, insinuating that at some point he's going to show up in the movie. Now, while some rumors have said that this may actually take place in the climax of the film and it'll be Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker that ends up saving them all and eventually from Ezekiel Sims, it was also originally posted in one of those everybody's favorite anonymous 4chan plot leaks from over a year and a half ago that said that Tobey Maguire might actually show up at the end of the film or in a post-credit scene as Sony attempts to build towards their Spider-Geddon crossover event, which would be basically Sony's answer to an Avengers film, or maybe even tie into the multiverse saga. Well, there's been very light indications this may be the case, and we're still waiting to see what Spider-Man 4 does. I think the inclusion of a Spider-Man, any Spider-Man, doesn't have to be Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, definitely not Tom Holland, just a Spider-Man of some kind is the one thing that all these films have been missing. And anything short of that, I think it's going to be very hard for Dakota Johnson to be right about people flocking to the theaters to see it again. Now, I might be wrong and this film might be amazing, and I definitely have an open mind when it comes to Sony Marvel properties. I'm just not getting my hopes up. But we've known Sony in the past to treat the post-credit scenes with sort of irreverence and just sort of shoehorn things in that don't always make sense. And that's why I could definitely see them including a Tobey Maguire, you know, bad CGI and all, maybe even just a voiceover with his mask on, so that they do have a Spider-Man show up at the last minute. And while that might not be worth going back to the theater to see it a second time, that would definitely generate enough buzz to get people interested in the film. Now, interestingly enough, and as I mentioned during the prologue, people have started posting in from around the globe, including one fan in Ireland, that they're going to start publicly screening Madam Web, and in the next 2 or 3 days. By January 19th, apparently there's going to be public showings. This film doesn't come out until February 14th. So, if there is a Spider-Man in this movie of any kind, you can imagine it's going to set the internet alight. People who walk out of those public screenings are definitely going to make their way to Twitter and social media almost immediately, and then you can probably bet that people are going to leak some of the footage because that always makes its way onto YouTube as well. And that would be a book right out of Sony's marketing for the last 2 or 3 years, when it's so obvious now in retrospect that they were behind the quote-unquote leaks building Spider-Man No Way Home into the biggest film of all time, I could see them doing something like this and saying, hey, you know what, why don't we do a couple of public screenings, let people leak out that there's a Spider-Man a couple of weeks before it actually goes to the theater, and then that will maybe drive the movie's box office sales. But I gotta be honest with you guys, I twofold think that there is no shot Tobey Maguire is in this film. The first one is because I just don't know if Sony would want to pony up the type of money I think Tobey Maguire would probably demand to make a cameo in this movie, unless it was part of a multi-picture deal, which we've heard no rumors of whatsoever. And number two, I think we would have heard multiple reports about Tobey Maguire being involved in some kind of way, because there's simply too many industry insiders and too many leaks at Sony for this information not to have been showing up a lot more and before now. That being said, we will see in only a couple of days. By the end of the week, there should be a lot of public conjecture about what's actually going to be in the film. And so to hear these rumors and so close to when the reveals are coming, well, you guys let me know down below. Does this change your opinion of Madam Web whatsoever? Are there any of you who weren't going to go see it before but now might because of this rumor? I think people who were going to see it are going to see it, people who won't. And honestly, I don't even know at this point if the inclusion of a Tobey Maguire cameo in a post-credit scene would be enough to really change people. They're just going to click on YouTube and watch some leak of it that someone took on their cell phone, because that's what they've been doing forever now. And really, I think the bigger picture here is what happens if Sony puts this film out and it absolutely bombs. Well, then they'll point to Craven and it being rated R later in the year and hang their hat on that. But if they both come out and they both bomb like Morbius did, I really wonder where Sony goes from there and pivots into what they think their Spider-Geddon is going to be, because you can't have a major crossover event unless you have people who are interested in the characters making up that event, which they really have not been able to drum up yet in their Spider-Man-less Spider-Verse. But you guys let me know your thoughts down below quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel, well, until they come out with the PlayStation 5 Pro. We just gave 2 away, one for What If and one for Echo. The next one should be X-Men 97 this spring, but for sure for Deadpool and Wolverine and whatever else the MCU drops this year. If you want to be entered to win or for any of the other future giveaways, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. Please remember that all winners will always be announced live with my voice and the comment that won shown on screen. So if you should ever be contacted on the comments on my channel, really anywhere on YouTube, with somebody trying to impersonate a content creator telling you you've won a prize, it's simply a scam to get you to pay for shipping. Go ahead and report those comments to YouTube. They're very good about deleting the accounts, and you're doing the entire community a service. My name is Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places: Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name OFFSpider. And hopefully, by the time this video actually posts, my Bills will have defeated the Steelers. And if not, you can rest assured I'm crying myself to sleep and now already looking forward to next fall and the beginning of the next NFL season, like so many of the fans that I know already are. If your team is still in it, congratulations. I wish you the best, but not at the expense of my Bills. Go Bills. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.